Hey everyone, it is Demo Donna here with Sparkle and Sprinkle, and I am bringing to you October's Video Kit Club. We are going to be making this lovely card, and speaking of lovely, we will be using the Lovely as a Leaf stamp set, which is included in your kit. To become a Video Kit Club member, all you need to do is go to sparkleandsprinkle.net. In the search engine, search Video Kit Club membership, add that to your cart, and you are good to go every month, which is pretty awesome. If you want to skip a month, it's really easy to do. You just log into your account and you skip that month. So to get started, I am going to tell you all the little goodies that you have in here. So you're going to be receiving 2 glitters, Autumn Medley, as well as Chameleon, which is really beautiful because depending on how the light hits it, it looks brown, it looks green, it looks black, it looks gold. So it's a really beautiful glitter. And we are going to be making glitter twine, which is a lot of fun, which is these guys here, a glitter bow, and we're going to be doing some watercoloring, some stamping, some embossing, and you get all of those goodies in your kit, including this really beautiful mirrored cardstock. You're going to be receiving a full sheet, 2 half sheets, and this is honey gold. This is a satin mirrored cardstock. As you can see, it's not reflecting my face right now, thank goodness. So you just see this beautiful, and it's nice and thick. I love it. So we're going to be using that as an accent, and you get plenty in your kit. So if you're new to being a Video Kit Club member, you are able to make 5 cards with all the paper materials that you get, and then you have more than enough supplies to do the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and take a piece of scrap paper, and I am going to stamp that out. So here's just a piece of white cardstock. And I am going to take, there are 2 different leaves. There's one with a really beautiful shadow and then like a blowing in the wind leaf. So I'm going to take my blowing in the wind leaf without the shadow, and the saying that I chose for this card is the Nature's Elegance. Lovely as a Leaf is really beautiful too, and if you get the digital stamp set, you can go ahead and increase the size on those, which is really nice. All right, so last month you received your static free bag. Like I said, if you're new to the kit and there's anything you see here you want to add to your kit that you haven't received in the past, go ahead and do that in your cart, which is really simple. So I'm just going to take my little static free bag and just rub it over my entire cardstock. Excuse me, glitter ball. And then I'm going to take my beautiful stamp here, and I'm going to grab my ink pad. You also received this last month, and this is the Clear Mark. And I'm just going to go ahead and ink up my stamp, and I'm going to stamp my stamp 4 times. So there's 1, and repeat. You got to ink it up again. 2, and make sure you have your light pointing right on you. You really want to make sure you can see where you have stamped. You can obviously also use a larger sheet of paper if you want to really space it out. So there's 3, and then last but not least 4. And then with the space remaining, I'm going to go ahead and stamp my saying on the bottom corner here. So I'm going to ink it up again, and then just come down here, and voila. So there is all the stamping I'm going to be doing for this entire card. So I can set those guys aside. Now last month you received the copper embossing powder. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. If you didn't get the kit last month, you can go ahead and use copper, silver, gold, or you can add that to your cart. So just go ahead and sprinkle your embossing powder on over the entire thing and then heat set. I am just going to go ahead and show you the finished product already heat set, which is on the other side here. So what you want to do now is go ahead and heat that up. And you want to heat up the entire thing at the same time. I'm going to be using the back side of this that I already stamped out and heated. So I didn't cover the whole thing with embossing powder. All right, so here is my stamped and heated leaves. And as you can see, I didn't really push very well on the ends here, which is fine because we are going to be cutting around all of our beautiful leaves blowing in the wind. Okay, so a couple months ago, my Video Kit Club members received this watercolor set. This is our Pearlescent watercolors. A really handy little watercolor set to toss in your bag when you're going to crops, or just a nice little convenient way to store your watercolors and easily color your stamps. I'm going to be using a couple of these colors. You can also use your water markers, which are really beautiful by Tonic Studios. You can use watercolor pencils. Another really fun way to color your stamps is by using the mousse, and you could simply use it with a paintbrush, or you can just blend in some colors with your finger, which would be really beautiful. So there are several different options. You can also, if you don't want to color them, you can do the digital stamps, which are really pretty, and just print them out pre-colored and cut around that. So there are several different options. Copic markers are also really nice. With the watercolor pencils, I just suggest wetting your brush and then just working right off of your pencil so you don't mess up your heat embossing, because if you were to scribble your pencil over there, you might be pulling off some of the embossing powder. So for instance, if you wanted to just add a little red to your leaf, the red in the Pearlescent watercolors is not as bright as this red. And just a little FYI, I am not a watercolor expert, so look away if that is your expertise. I am more of a, let's quickly get this colored. And oh, that turned out great because I'm doing a leaf, so you don't have to be super anal on how you're coloring it because it's nature, right? So I'm just gonna go ahead and work with that red here. You can also use your markers, which is really fun. You could take something like your acrylic block, you could scribble some of your marker down, and you can use that as like a watercolor medium. All right, to color up the rest of my leaf, I am going to use my watercolors. This is the smaller kit. We also have the larger one here. I'll go ahead and attach a link to what we have available in the store. And like I said, if you didn't receive that kit, you can just go ahead and add that to your cart. These are a really fun watercolor, and I use them a lot. So I'm going to just go ahead and activate it. All you have to do is wet your brush and activate your watercolor. And I'm just going to blend these in. And the nice thing, I'm not using watercolor paper. If you want to, go for it. I think that'll look beautiful, really add to the finished look here. And I'm just going to keep working my paint around my watercolor here and just really blend. If you get too much water like I did there, just go ahead and dab it. And I was actually chatting on the phone while I colored all my leaves for my sample and not even really paying attention, just kind of going from darker to lighter and blending all the colors together. And like I said, the nice thing if you're not very comfortable with your coloring skills, when you're coloring things such as leaves or flowers, there's no right or wrong way. So they really turn out beautiful, and I'm always pleasantly surprised with the coloring job because it's nature. Sorry. Okay, last time. Last time I say it's oh juice, I almost said it again. All right, I'm going to activate my yellow here. This is kind of like a muted yellow. So if you want a really bright yellow, you can use, like I said, a watercolor pencil. So I can go ahead and just clean that off, get my brush kind of damp, and just get some of this really bright yellow from a watercolor pencil. And then just add that in there. And like I said, I am kind of pouncing and painting with my paintbrush. I even let some of these dry earlier, and then I came back and added a little bit more color. All right, that is gonna do it. You can add a little green. There's a really pretty light green in here. This one here. If you wanted to just add a little hint of green. We actually used green in this set, so you might not have too much left. So you can just use a little bit there. Okay, that is going to do it. That is going to be my leaf. And as these dry, the pearlescent watercolors, they have that really beautiful shimmery finish to them, which is really... Once you have watercolored all your leaves, you're gonna take your awesome little mini snips and you're just gonna fussy cut them out. And you can use 3 or 4 per card. I went ahead and cut 4 out, the 4 that I stamped. So once you have those guys done and they're nice and dry, and the nice thing is when you cut them out, the paper actually curls, and because it's been watercolored, it's curled, and you want that. So I even kind of messed with my paper a little bit, curled up the edges. So it's like a real leaf, which is very fun. Okay, next we are going to make our glitter ribbon and our glitter twine. So what I'm gonna do is you are going to be receiving a nice little sample size roll of the 1/4 inch tape. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out, like, let's say 7 inches, whatever that is, however many inches that is. And now in order to make the glitter twine really fun, what you're going to do is peel off the backing, and then you are going to twist the tape onto itself. Excuse me. Peel off the backing and twist, and keep going. Obviously you want to touch the tape as little as possible, but in order to twist it, you have to touch the adhesive a little bit. So now I've got that nice and twisted onto itself. Now I know you guys have seen me do glitter twine and glitter ribbon before, but since it's becoming close to the holidays, this is just a fun reminder of how easy it is to make the glitter ribbon and glitter twine, and really, really a nice thing to incorporate into your gifts and your holiday cards. So I went ahead and poured the Autumn Medley, which is a beautiful combination of just gorgeous fall colors. The golden and the copper, really, really pretty. And I am going to take my glitter twine and I am going to basically create a little mountain, and I'm just going to pull that through. And then once that's done, I am going to take my super glittery fingers and just twist it on itself. And that is pretty much it with how easy it is to make your glitter twine. Isn't that fun? Now you've got this nice thick twine piece of glittery happiness that matches your card. So I'm going to set that aside, and we are going to now make the glitter ribbon. And I am going to do the glitter ribbon using the same color because I already have my other one with the Chameleon. So the glitter twine you're going to do with your Autumn Medley, and then you're also going to do a strand of your glitter twine with the Chameleon. And then I am going to take, you can tell it's fall, here comes the coughing. All right, I'm going to take another piece of my 1/4 inch Tear-ific tape. And in order to make your glitter ribbon, I'm going to stick this sticky side up. I've got my nice pile of Autumn Medley, and I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to just run that through nice and slowly. And that completely covers the first side of your Tear-ific tape. And if you scroll through our YouTube channel, there is a gift wrapping YouTube a while back, and I do a bunch of different stuff with our Tear-ific tape and how to do the ribbon and the twine and incorporate that into your gifts. Okay, so I'm just going to peel a little bit, and if you noticed, I didn't try to peel the backing off. What I did was I stuck the tape to itself, and then now I can just peel a little bit off at a time. And I'm going to make sure I've got a nice pile of glitter down there, and I'm just going to dip it in, and then I'm going to burnish it on. So I'm just going to do a little dip and burnish. So you can see I'm pulling the backing off and then I'm dipping it. Peel the backing off again and dip and peel and dip and finish that. Now, if you like to keep all of your glitter contained, you can do this in like a shoebox lid, or you can like fold a really big paper trash bag and do it over that. I'm okay with getting a little glitter on my fingers and my face. My son really appreciated going to dinner with me tonight with glitter all over my face. What boy doesn't love glitter, right? Okay, so once you've finished your glitter ribbon, I'm going to set that aside, clean my glitter up quickly so we can move on to the next fun thing. And we are going to make our glitter bow. So I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. And I'm going to take both of them. Or maybe I'll do one at a time. And what I'm going to do to make my ribbon is I'm just going to fold it back and forth. So I'm just wrapping it on itself like so. And we'll just leave that last one. And then I'm going to do the same. Really? Oh, the tickle cough. We're just going to ignore it and keep working. All right, yay, it fits. So I just layered those two together. And then what I'm gonna do now is clear my throat because that is so exciting to listen to. I'm gonna take another piece of Tear-ific tape and that is going to be what's gonna hold it in place. So I'm gonna just put that in the middle and simply take the backing off. I'm trying to get it where you can see. There you go. And now I'm just going to roll it onto itself. Now in the past I've used this as the adhesive as well as the center, but I am going to be using what is also included in your kit, one of these really great pop-up glue dots. And I think you're gonna be getting 3 of them. And it's really nice because I'm gonna just cut it in half so you have enough to actually adhere 6 of them. And if you've ever used the pop dots before, you can adhere anything to that. Okay, so for now I am going to set this guy aside. I just wanted to show you how to make your ribbon, and we're gonna use that again when we assemble our card. Okay, so we've got our fussy cut leaves ready to go. I've got my card backing, and I am going to take that beautiful honey gold, and this strip is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4, and that is gonna fit nicely, excuse me, right under here to have like a nice little beautiful golden trim at the bottom. And what I've done is I've stuck a little piece of my Tear-ific tape along the bottom here, and this backing piece is 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. And really simple. I'm just gonna pop that off and just set that down right there. And now I've got this really beautiful trim, and you saw how simple that was. And now I'm going to show you that awesome technique in the back, and that is using what is also included in your kit is the Copper Flame. And this is one of our mixed media embossing powders, and what that means is it is super chunky, and we've got a lot of fun mixed media embossing powders. Due to it being October, make sure you check out the glow in the dark embossing powder. Really exciting. All right, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some of this on. And I didn't put any embossing powder on. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and heat from the bottom. There we go. Okay, I am all done with my little splatter effect on the background. And as you notice, I started on the bottom. Once you see that everything is melted, you could bring your heat gun to the top and just finish up the embossing. All right, now I am going to take my little leaves here, and I've added just a small piece towards the bottom of the 1/4 inch Tear-ific tape. And I'm just gonna go ahead and lay them out in like a toss pattern. So we're gonna throw that guy there. Maybe you right there. Do one over here. I want those big. Well, they're gonna get covered up by my seam anyways. And something down here. So there are my leaves. I just threw them on. So don't be nervous. You got this. All right, I'm going to take my backing. I just kind of trimmed around this, maybe 1/8 of an inch. My seam, a little bit of Tear-ific tape. And then just go ahead and give that a little border. Just something to make your seam pop. And you can use a nice dimensional adhesive if you'd like. I'm just going to use another little bit of, all right, so just take your Tear-ific tape on the back. I'm just going to take 2 little pieces, pop that on there. And go ahead and set that about right. Go a little higher right there. Okay, so now I have the front of my card. Before you attach this to your card base, you want to add your twine. So I've got my glitter twine. Remember, I showed you the Autumn Medley and said to repeat it with your Chameleon, which is a really beautiful color. Now with the twine, you can twist it together if you'd like, or you can just lay them right next to each other. So what I'm going to do is take 2 little pieces of my Tear-ific tape, and I'm going to take my first end. All right, so take your twine and just fold it over. Decide where you would like it to lay on your card. Take your Tear-ific tape and just stick those down. Give it a good fingernail push to make sure that is nice and adhered. You can do a little twist, like I said. And then tape that again, like so. And now this is ready to go on my card base. I'm just gonna remove my Tear-ific tape back here. You could trim your twine backing if you want, or you can just leave it. It'll be just fine if you leave it. I'm gonna remove all of my Tear-ific tape. All right. Now I went ahead and stuck it all the way to one side. Stick that down. And you've got this nice dimensional card right now without having any real dimension. It's just because the paper isn't adhered over the entire thing. It's brazed, which has this really cool effect, especially with fallen leaves. Okay, so now to attach our fun little glitter ribbon. So adorable. I am simply going to take my really chunky pop glue dots and I just cut that in half. If you're using like some nice scissors that have that coating to them, you can do that really easily. So I'm just going to use half of that. Anything super dimensional, you want to use a nice thick adhesive like these. And then that's not going to go anywhere. Okay, You can also manipulate it a little bit to make sure it's not sticking out on the sides. So I'm going to just push that around a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and attach that right there. I'm going to push that down, and now I'm going to fluff my bow a little bit. And I love the combination of the, you could see the Autumn Medley and the Chameleon. And now I'm just going to go ahead and finish off my bow. I still have that Tear-ific tape in the center. So I'm just going to just sprinkle a little bit of Autumn Medley. Use my glitter resist brush. And voila! So there we have this month's Video Kit Club. Make sure you check us out on YouTube back here on the 15th to see all the other wonderful cards on the October stamp release. Here is a sneak peek at one beautiful card that one of our designers had made with this same stamp set. Make sure you check out all of our great blogs from our designers. Subscribe to Sparkle and Sprinkle, and make sure you keep your eyes open. We're going to be doing a fun Halloween video coming up soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love reading all of your comments below. If you have any questions on sizing or colors or anything, just feel free to ask. Bye-bye.